And we're live.
Hi. Welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 344. We were both just regaling each other with our meeting schedule. How it's been, it's getting harder and harder when lunch gets encroached upon. I mean, I feel like I have a leg to stand on, but I'm like, no, you can't schedule over this meeting that's marked as private on my calendar that is also over lunch. But
right. Right. It's almost like we need that every day.
Yeah, having lunch, having time to have lunch every day would be fantastic.
I don't know why, but I'm particularly not happy with my hair. So
okay. We've got a Beth out there, and a Julia, and a Sarah, and a Lynn, and a Susie, and a Susan, that are all saying hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I recognize that hat. Nice.
I'm just wearing it, I don't know, flappy style. Instead of doing the twist. I don't want it to be that warm. How about that?
double layer, double warmth for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we do have a bit of administrati today. We've got some upcoming ZKN events. So we're watching Arthur Christmas, which again, I will reiterate, when I first heard Arthur Christmas, I thought it was the PBS character in a nativity scene. That was what my brain computed when I heard Arthur Christmas. It is not. It's got like Hugh Laurie in there as a voice actor, which I absolutely love. And then the main guy, Arthur, his name is escaping me. Super popular. If I pulled it up on Google now, I would be.
I don't remember any of the voice actors in it. I remember the movie quite well, but I don't remember the voice actors. Yeah, Brian.
If you are somebody that does not celebrate Christmas, we will have a breakout room available. Just as a heads up. For folks that are interested in maybe joining and chatting afterwards. James McAvoy, goodness. He's a big name actor. So yeah. I do remember Hugh Laurie though. His voice is very iconic, right? It's just James McAvoy. But anyway. Also, we've got the end of the Comfy Cozy Craft Along coming up. So make sure that you get your Comfy Cozy Craft Along entries in.
Good prizes.
We'll be doing drawings after the end of the year. But if you haven't gone through the process of like, oh, that's right, I did make a hat, home decor, blanket, sweater, mittens, cowl, anything that would become socks. So basically, almost anything.
It's made with yarn. It's comfy cozy, right?
Exactly. If you could say that you sat in front of a roaring fire and knit on it, I'm saying it's comfy cozy. Even if it was spring bikini.
Like, yeah, because even if it's like just a decoration, you could probably cuddle it, So.
Yeah. Yep. And then in the new year, we've got 2 exciting KALs coming up. So I kind of have had, over the past few years, a longing in my heart to bring back the self-striping, the monthly self-striping KAL. So that'll be happening, yes, starting back up in 2022, which is very fun. You can enter once a month with a self-striping finished object, and then we have like the grand prize-a-palooza for the whole year if you've gotten an entry in. If you crank some socks and throw a toe and heel in it, self-striping, go for it, right? And it doesn't have to just be socks. People make mitts, could make a hat like the one you're wearing. And it can be combined with many, maybe you're making a gnome for the year of gnomes. Maybe you're doing one of the head to toe with Mary and Joe, or Tino and Joe.
We're just making sure it's self-striping yarn, however it stripes up.
Yes, exactly. And do all of the combos. Put it in for the pigskin party.
Yeah.
At the end there. So yeah, I've got a pair of self-stripers that are going to get cast on here pretty soon. Very Christmassy, but also the greens and blues that I love. So those are needle adjacent. I know we're talking about whips this time, but needle adjacent. And then also we chatted with Heather Laws this past weekend and announced that in addition to that, the year-long one will continue, and we'll also have, the monthly / quarterly KALs going on as well, but we're going to be knitting the trough. And so I have my hand spun from Jenna caked up, which again, very Bazinga green here, but not at all in real life. It's kind of a nice mellow yellow in real life, but it's coming across as like alien green. But yeah, this was Fun Rage. Rage, I believe. Fun Rage. Anyway, that's going to be my trough. Very versatile shawl / kind of poncho that you can put on in multiple ways. And there's no purling, which sounds fantastic. It's all done with short rows. So super excited about those 2 KALs.
Yeah, I'll have to get some yarn together. I was actually thinking about that recently, and Mitchell's Creations. I have bought a lot of 2 skein shawl Mitchell's Creations. So I think that's what it's going to have to be. Also,
I saw somebody had in our for sale or trade the 2 colorways that we've done with Mitchell's Creations in past CK goodie bags, and those 2 together would be really pretty in a trough too.
They'd be interesting for sure. Yeah, because one's kind of the gold sunsets, and then the other one has that really brilliant purple in it and pinks. Yeah. So what was I going to say? Something else about that. Oh, I do have some, what's it called? Schlub and a non-schlub in the same color. And I thought, that might be an interesting trough as well.
Yeah, we mentioned mohair. We've mentioned all kinds of, you could do all kinds of fun combos with it. And I can't wait to see how people stay tuned on the giveaway. I'm going to get that giveaway thread posted, but we're going to be sprinkling some free patterns out there to enable folks to join us. And I believe it will be posting what you would plan to make it out of if you were the fine winner. So.
I was thinking that my first one might have to be the DK version, the littler one that goes under your coat, just so I can get that quick bam project out of the way. But
also maybe some strategery for the ZKKAL.
Maybe some rides or die team support.
I would put that on hold. I wouldn't do that if I were.
I also have like these tiny mushroom patterns that I have that I'm like, ooh, I might make some tiny mushrooms in January.
Points, imaginary points.
I was going to plan to make them anyway, so I just think that it's going to be the right time.
Sure you were. All right, anything else before we move on to works in progress? I'm excited to see your works in progress.
Nope, just that we're finalizing the form for the KL, and hopefully we'll have that published in all the places. So the dashboard will have it. We'll send it out in an email as well, and then of course Discord, always a great resource.
And cast on for the ZKKAL and all of those KALs, by the way, is January 1. So hold your horses.
1-1.
Yeah. 1-1-2-2.
Yes, lots of planning to be done, which I am enjoying. That's kind of where I'm at with the planning. But I can kick things off. I'm still knitting on this blanket.
Not just using it, you're now knitting it?
Well, I'm just using it today.
Using it on the needle?
Yeah, using it with needles. So the fun thing about this is that I did a miscalculation, but I'm going to call it a happy accident.
Okay.
So let's see if I can stand up and back this up, because sorry, woo! Look at my torso. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. So you can kind of see it's not very wide.
Okay.
I could probably block it out to 6 feet, but it's far less than 6 feet. Now, because of my miscalculation on yardage and what I was going to get, I could have made it wider.
Yeah.
Because now it is the longest rectangle blanket I have ever seen in my life. But in a happy accident, I'm actually finding it a lot more wearable. So I can just kind of wrap it around my shoulders and have it be like this enormous scarf. Because that's
The Lenny Kravitz scarf.
Yeah, Lenny Kravitz style. Yeah, it's just huge and it can sit on me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it is long enough. It's only wide enough for me, but long enough to cover all of me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice too. And then, but the main thing is that, yeah, it's more like a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And I can wear it around that way.
Yeah, I feel like the ones that are more like closer to square, right? Like they're just a little bit longer. Those are kind of aesthetically pleasing, but I feel like a lot of it gets wasted, right? So if you're just trying to cover your toes and a majority of your body, like having it be long and skinny probably isn't a bad thing.
No, yeah. So yeah, it's definitely, it could have went wider and had more of that
Mm-hmm.
traditional blanket look.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, let's call it a large wrap.
Well, I love your large wrap. It looks very comfy cozy. Valerie says it definitely comfy cozy. Yeah.
Yes. And my husband's always like, why would you put holes in things? But I kind of like that I can put my fingers through it.
He's like circa early 2000 Megan knitter.
Yeah. Well, just
Why would you put holes in your knitting? Yeah.
Well, yeah, air can get through there. It's a blanket. Why would you want holes? It was just like, look at this pretty lace.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I do kind of like that I can put my fingers in it. Anyway, that's one.
Excellent. It's beautiful. Are you targeting end of year for that, or is it just kind of as you? Okay.
Yeah, it's for that Eat Sleep Knit KAL. They have a quarterly one, and Chunky Lace was this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked really hard on it the first of the month to try to see where I would be. And I worked so hard on it that I really only have like 3 repeats left. Well, not repeats, not full repeats, but because they're staggered. But I have 3 of the main features left.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be really easy to get done. I think that if I wanted to, I could finish it this weekend. So.
Excellent.
And then I have my antler pullover.
Okay.
So it's just a bottom.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't see it. It's just stockinette. That's right. Yeah.
It's a bottom up. So I have sleeves already done.
Sleeves at ready.
Yep, sleeves at ready. And see, I'm using my gift. Thank you, Megan.
Yes, I've been using mine every single day. We'll get to that, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I did use it to figure out if this, because it's bunched up on the needles, would be way too big, right? Like it's looking huge. But I took it off the needles, put it on my body and went, no, it's just a comfortable sweatshirt size. It's not too big.
Yeah.
And it's looking like I'll have plenty of yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with this comfy oversized size.
And those were the knitting barber needles or cords, sorry.
Cords, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In a very pretty blue.
Mm-hmm. It was coming off a little purple, but I was down with it as well.
Oh, okay. Well, they are blue in person. How about that?
Yeah, okay.
Like a royal blue. It's really nice. Anyway, and then I have my lovely bag. Thanks, Julie.
Yay!
And then I have in that bag my Advent project. So it's not really an Advent project, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want to know what to do with your kits, highly recommend.
If you're enjoying opening them and want, have a suggestion on how to use it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the back. This is the bubble cardigan, Stephen West. Mm-hmm. And I am knitting all the pieces at the same time. They are knit seamless, right? But you usually do all of the front, one side, all of the front, the other side, and all of the back in his instructions. But in order to make sure that I have enough of the singles and I can make sure that, the repeats are where I need them to be. Mm-hmm. So you can see I've started into the green again. Mm-hmm. And I think I have enough yarn that I'm going to go ahead and finish out the repeat down to that pink purple band. And then I will put in the gray. So I bought some hazelnuts gray as my accent color to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that will be the cuffs and the collar and all that. So
Okay. So when you say that, you mean it's normally knit in pieces and then seamed, and you're just doing it all in one piece, or?
well, I don't want to
Orient
give
each
away
of the-
too much, Megan.
Oh, sorry.
So you start with an I-cord.
Oh,
So you can use your imagination. You pick up stitches off your I-cord,
got it. Okay.
but it's usually do this. Your I-cord is still running. It's running from
Mhm.
here to here. And
Got
then-
it.
So I don't, hopefully that wasn't too much, but
No, I was just trying to orient, like, if it was, yeah, I don't know what I was trying to, I was trying to figure out how you were doing it all at the same time. Do you have like different strands attached to them? Or is this to the point where you would have underarm joined all together anyway?
I'm at the point where I've underarm joined.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
I guess what I'm saying is per stripe, I did stripe,
Got it.
instead
Got
of
it.
going and then
Yep. To make sure that you were using the yarn as you had the colors.
yes,
Got it.
efficiently. Right.
Sorry, my brain wasn't wrapping around it.
No, that's
Bubble.
okay. I'm the one who's working on it, and it's always clear in my mind because I'm working
Yeah.
on it.
It's really pretty, and that's gritty knits. Is that right?
Yes, this is gritty knits, and she does these. She must just dye up a lot of minis all the time, and then she just groups them in pleasing wreaths, where
Mhm.
they're joined in succession, and then
Yeah.
that's how she photographs them as well as round. So I could tell when I purchased it that this was going to blend into this and restart quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So and highly recommended it. It was really nice. I think that my 20 set was $100.
Cool.
So $5 minis. It's not too shabby.
No, not at all.
And then as part of my purchasing, I was on a Farmer's Daughter's fiber kick.
Yeah.
And so a while back, I bought a hat and peak kit.
Yes.
So I had fun starting out my hat and peak kit. Oh, and I'm showing you the seam where the round starts, but yeah.
Pretty. And you're marking each of the repeats. That's smart.
Yes. With our little Kevin Home Alone stitch
Queen
markers.
City. Yep.
So we got the hat, the ice cream. Yeah. And then I
Very
just went for orange to say, hey, you're starting a new row.
Excellent. And that's Stand in the Gap, right? Or
Yes,
that-
it came in that set. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a little orange heart, but yeah, it came in the set.
Very pretty. Oh, I'm jealous. I want to be knitting some color work, but you will see it's the most polygamous time of the year for me.
Okay.
We were singing it the other day. It's the most polygamous time of the year.
Sure.
For my knitting.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was enjoying this a lot, and I bought
It's
some
super
more,
fun. Yeah.
to do the aunties. I think it's aunties cowl.
Ooh.
Which is a pattern that they had put in their newsletter, I believe. And it really struck me as pretty. So
Excellent.
I now have an auntie's cowl in my library, and I have some yarn, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Exciting.
But that's it. That's the active.
All right. I'm just going to give a blanket, like, there's a lot of potential spoilers. You're like, I don't want to see how the Woolens and Nosh self-straping, Advent set is knitting up, or I don't want to see Diane's Advent kit, or I don't want to see Queen City Yarns Advent kit. all that's going to be shared. I don't know that I'm going to like do hand waving or whatever to say that it's gone. You're watching it. It's Advent season. It's my whip. It's going to be shown.
Yeah. So this is all she's got, guys.
Well, I've got some other things too, because again, it's the most polygamous time of the year. But yes, my Wounds and Nosh Advent 2021. I'm doing, this is so fun. I'm doing skew socks. We are getting to the point where the white isn't going all the way around, but I'm kind of cool with it because I did buy one of the error skeins where between this stripe and this stripe, there was not a white stripe at all. So now it's starting to look like purposeful, right? Sometimes there isn't a white stripe in between the colors. But you can see I've started the little niblet here on the side that starts the origami moment heel that wraps around, and I'm not quite there yet. I don't know if I'm going to get to, because what do we got, 10 more days? I don't know that 10 more stripes are going to get me to the top of the sock, so I might start cheating and going a stripe ahead. But it's been fun to see where this is going. It's definitely getting into this was a very happy place for me with those greens and the pinks and whatever, but it's very bright. It's brightened my day. And then I'll have to, one side will be where the heel goes and then I'll have to flip it so that I'm not making 2 right socks or 2 left socks. Future Megan, remember. So those are fun. Adding a stripe a day there, and then every morning I grab my coffee and I open up my, actually it's been, I find the little number on the Advent for Queen City, which is really fun, that they're not just all in order. You kind of have to look. And I've been re-shutting the doors, making it a little
I've been making mine easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's every day. I'm like, okay, where is today? I was like, where's 15? I drink my coffee. I wind up the yarn into very aesthetically pleasing little cakes. And then throughout the day, I'm working on my Scrappy V. So it was at the beginning when I was just doing some short rows in the back. It was pretty easy to get both of those done. Now that I'm doing, I've separated for sleeves, and there's sleeves and the main body going on. I'm using a lot more of the yarn and a lot more of my day knitting those up. So you can see I've got my knitting barber cords here. I have 5 sets or 4 sets, sorry, of the number 5 needles that I need for this. So the main body always stays on the needle, and then the sleeves so this might be a fun little demo. So you can see I've got the 5 here, and I've got the other side. I've put today's color in, and I just go doo, 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 doo. It's like a little, sometimes it gets caught, but it's like a little, perpetual motion machine, right? Where I'm just flipping the cord from one set of sleeves to the other set of sleeves.
Yeah.
So super fun, and a great use of these cords. So my other one here, my Queen City. So this was the Suburban Stitcher. Really loving that it went from dark to the lighter, and now it's gone a little lighter or darker even still. So it went from that red to the purple to the brown. Loving the aesthetic look of it. It's fun. I did the math to figure out that I do about 8 rows of each color. And I'll have the right underarm length. So I've got 10 more days, and I'm adding a little less than 10 or a little less than an inch each day. And then this is the Queen City one. It has not gotten worked on yet today. But definitely a different look, right? Yeah. So we started out with the sleeves is probably the easiest place to see the progression of color. And again, these greens are not as vibrant in real life. The cords really are. So this on my screen looks like the same color as this, and in real life they are not. Like it needs to like recalibrate itself. But yeah, super loving it. It'll be maybe one of the first times other than my Sunset Highways, where I'll be like 2 sweaters done almost simultaneously, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think I was knitting the sleeves at the same time. But you know, that's the fun that polygamous sweaters or sweater knitters get to have, right? You get to have two pretty close. These will be both on Christmas Day. I'll have two, finish up the ribbing and have 2 sweaters done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. From here, it kind of looks like there's an out of order. Same with Diane's. It almost looked out of order because there's a pink that's a little darker and then it goes back into
like
lighter.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe that was like an inflection point in it, maybe, right? Like it, and then it took a different turn.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but because then it started getting to the darker colors from there.
Yeah, and I can see looking at it that it wouldn't sit anywhere else in the.
Yeah. No, I'm super. I would not have been able to sit and pick those colors out, right? So I'm super enjoying that, and I've got enough that I could make, left over that I could make something else with all of those colors too. I don't know if you have an idea of maybe a bubble cardigan. That's looking very fun, but with just like less bubbles per color, right? There's variable amount of yarn available in the for each round of your bubbles, right?
Oh, I'm just doing one stripe repeat.
Yeah.
Or one, because the pattern is also offset, so it's not one repeat per color. It's half a repeat per color.
Yeah. I'm also making a Christmas present. I don't think that my mom watches this, but I won't show a lot of it. We were picking out combos. I swatched a whole bunch of combos last Wednesday.
That's the combo, huh?
Yep, that's the combo. And it's a design that obviously this isn't the special yarn that will be coming out in January. So I'm not going to show off too much of it, but I did want to kind of show how it's knitting up. So it's pretty. And that's like if I've got any time left after the sock sweater. And I've you could see that there's not a great deal of yarn left. So it's a little bit of yarn chicken here, which is exciting and kind of drawing me in. But I want to work on it. So I'm driven to get those. While beautiful, those stripes every day are starting to get a bit monotonous. Like, yeah, I feel like 8 rounds of this color, detach, and I am working my my ends. I'm weaving my ends in as I go, so I don't get to the end and have like 20 million ends to weave in. You should do that for future Amy. You should do that for her.
It's ridiculous.
You just end up doing like 12 of them a day. It's a lot less than that's how many I have to do for my 2 sweaters. Oh yeah. You just have some fancy fringe.
Well, it's all fancy fringe that's going to be on the inside of this thing anyway.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But yeah, it's everywhere.
Yes. And that's all she wrote. I'm excited about the future KAL stuff. I showed off, and maybe we'll chat about it in tips and tricks next week. But I showed off my new storage containers where I'm isolating self-striping yarn and KAL yarn.
I actually went out and got some, and they arrived, and they're actually sitting right here.
Ooh, did you assemble? Yay, your little tube.
It's kind of fun. I don't know I might try to put some stuff in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is kind of looking like decent sweater storage too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I could totally see that in a
yarn,
in a closet. Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm debating because again, it's getting pretty full in my closet right now.
I just needed something smaller that wasn't like, okay, I have to deadlift 50 pounds of yarn to be able to get to the bin that's underneath it. So I'm kind of breaking my stash out into smaller, more meaningful little clusters, I guess. And right now that's the self-striping and I have way more than a cube's worth of KAL yarn. So
Yeah, my self-striping fits in two very small bins over here.
yeah.
They're like shoebox. I think that's what they're called. Like, yeah, the shoebox version of the plastic bins you get at Target or wherever.
I laugh
only
at
have
you.
2 of those for self-striping, but there's more than 12, so I can play.
Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. That's right. We also didn't mention the DVD, right? If you're doing the Desert Vista Dye Works
Oh yeah,
one, it's a nice little. There's
I
some
definitely have 3 of
there.
those because her incentives go in quarters.
Mhm.
So, if you pick a quarter where you can do Desert Vista Dye Works, you can get one of those bonuses just by knitting 3 up from her in a quarter.
Mhm. Yeah.
So.
Well, with Thanksgiving, more Thanksgiving Fell and Christmas Fell this year, it's on a similar time frame. I feel like so. Amy and I will be discussing about next week. I think we might be traveling, get to see my brother, yay, and celebrate his birthday, which is the Seinfeld holiday Festivus, the 23rd, the holiday for the rest of us. Yeah, we'll have to chat. But if we don't talk before we get to past Christmas, that betwixtmas, isn't that what it's called? I've got a name for everything apparently. Have a happy holiday. I hope you take time to enjoy time with family and friends, whether or not you celebrate Christmas or not. I know there's a lot of time off in that time frame, even if you're not somebody that celebrates Christmas. So yeah, enjoy some downtime. Take a deep breath.
Yep.
Prepare ourselves for 2022.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to downtime. I have that Twixtmas scheduled off.
Ooh.
So I'm excited to just kind of do nothing. It's great.
Yeah.
We might travel with family or something. I don't know. But
right now, there's nothing slotted in.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then
all right. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, Uvta.